Yes, yet again, I am wrestling and arguing with Siri and Facebook who don't want to post what I'm posting or type what I'm typing. So I have no idea what she's put on the screen yet again. And I know it's a tough conversation, fact versus opinion. Which one is an opinion? Is Siri stupid or is Siri so highly intelligent she's manipulative? I don't know. I do know she's always listening, even though she claims she's not, which is different than a husband and wife because one says, I am listening, but they can't repeat anything. Fact or opinion? Here's one for you. Is it hot in here or is it cold in here? Was that a fact or is that an opinion? How do you deal with leadership when people can't distinguish a fact from an opinion? How do you know if it's a fact? How do you know if it's an opinion? What's the distinguishing marker between facts and opinions? Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. See, there's another one of those strange technological aspects, the balance between fact and opinion. I don't know if you've ever had it, but if you look in your phone and you go to the iPhone storage, when you're looking through the iPhone storage, what you'll notice is down at the very bottom of your device, there's a place that says how much memory is taken up by system. But right underneath that, there's one that says other. And I can tell you this 64 gig device of mine and this 1 terabyte iPad of mine both have massive amounts of my memory taken up by other. I can also tell you that I have called Apple support and I've gone into the Apple store and showed them and said, look, 20%, sometimes 30% of my storage on my device is other. And I'd like to know how to get rid of that. And from there, we start the debate of fact versus opinion, because I promise you, if I ask 6 different Apple techs, what is other, I get 7 different answers. Yes, I've had people give me 2 different answers. Oh, other is the same as system. Okay, then why is it separated in 2 different memory categories? If other is the same as system, why does it need 30% of my operating space or my memory space to operate itself? Shouldn't you have designed it that way that it kind of has its own buffer? Is that a fact or is that an opinion? See, we run into these areas where we have challenges. For me, that presents a real challenge. Other memory taking up 20 to 30% of my actual physical storage space means I have to do stuff that I don't want to do. On a regular basis, I have to go into my phone, into the videos and the photos that I've shot, which represent about 50% of my space, and I have to delete things that I don't want to delete. Oh, I know. Everybody says, oh, just use the cloud. I do. But I shoot a lot of video and I shoot a lot of photos. And sometimes I'll shoot with 3 different iOS devices at the same time. And guess where they all go? In the cloud. And you know what happens in the cloud? They only give you 2 terabytes worth of space. And what happens when the cloud gets full? Yeah, that's when you get a thunderstorm of some sort. The cloud gets full, and it's just my opinion, but I hate deleting things that I intentionally captured, photos and videos for clients. But the cloud doesn't care. And if the cloud gets full, it starts deleting apps off of my devices and makes me delete photos and videos that I don't want to, because the cloud doesn't care. Is that a fact or is that an opinion? See, I've been married long enough to know that sometimes when it's cold inside, it's not really cold inside. How do I know? Well, after 27 years, I've been married to the same woman. In August, if we're going to the movie theater or we're going to church or some restaurants that we're going to, we get in the car in August. I'm sweating before I can get her door open. And she's carrying a sweater. A what? A sweater. Like a little jacket to keep you warm, because she's convinced that inside that building it's sweater weather. It's cold enough inside. When it's hot enough outside to fry an egg on the hood of your car, it's cold enough inside to wear a sweater. Fact or opinion? See, I also know there are days that same woman will sit next to me in the house and I'm thinking, it's about to snow in here because we've got that thermostat pushed all the way down. And she'll look at me and say, are you hot? And I'll say, no, I got icicles on my nose from the air conditioner trying to freeze the house. I'm not hot. And she'll say, but I'm hot. I think it's a power surge. That's what I think. It's a power surge. But see, we run into the same problem. Is it fact or is it opinion? We have the challenge in the news stories that we hear every day. Is it fact or is it opinion? And there are some things that are just straight up as facts that are not necessarily facts. Sometimes because the leader feels like I made a declaration, therefore it's a fact. Well, there are technological ways that you can prove things to be a fact. It's a fact that 20% of my memory is being taken up by other. It's a fact. I can show you the stats on the device. But it's an opinion as to why it's there. Because nobody on the technical side will actually answer the question. I can tell you this as a fact. When I bought this phone new, actually this is not the same device, because when I bought the phone, they gave me a full exchange because they couldn't explain why other wouldn't go away. We cleaned out the cloud, we moved stuff to hard drives, we moved stuff off the phone, we deleted 30 gigabytes of stuff from the phone, and they kept putting it back in the category of other. And nobody could explain other. So they said it must be a faulty device. They replaced the device because they couldn't answer the question, what is other? Is that a fact or is that an opinion? Well, it's a fact. I can show you the receipt where they made me change my phone. They completely factory reset it, and when it came back from the reset, it connected to my cloud account, and poof, I had 30 gigabytes of other again. So they gave me a new device and said it must be a problem with the device. No, it's not a problem with the device. It's a problem with other. That's a fact. Now, nobody knows what the fact is that causes that. So why other is there is, well, that's an opinion. But it is a fact that there's a problem with other that eats up the memory on your device. On my 1 terabyte hard drive, it's 300 gigabytes of my space. Again, almost 30%. When you're listening to people who are giving you data and statistics, if they're provable data and statistics, those are facts. Now, how those facts impact your life, that could be opinion or it could be a fact. It could be subjective or it could be objective. It could be like the temperature inside versus outside. 104 degrees outside, 71 inside, sweater weather. Well, not for me. That's just enough to cool off after the sweat. For my wife, it's sweater weather. 68 degrees inside, cold enough to hang a meat locker, but on the wrong day, power surge. Is that cold or is it hot? Subjective. It's an opinion. That's not a fact. Leaders need to be able to distinguish the difference, even when someone is very vehement about their opinion and they make it sound like a fact. It's absolutely true that ... I don't care how vehement they are. I don't care how articulate they are. I don't care how right they feel. If it's an opinion, it's an opinion. And you know what they say about opinions? They're like socks. Everybody has them. Most of them stink. Leave it alone. But if it's a fact, now you have to ask yourself as a leader, what am I going to do with this set of facts? Will it change the way I operate my business? Will it change the way I interact with other people? Will it change how I think and feel, i.e. my attitude about a certain subject? But if you don't ask the question, what are facts versus opinions? And do you believe certain people just because of their title, their position, or the fact that they're in front of a camera, giving them the ability to lie to you about facts because it's nothing but their opinion, then can you still lead that way? That's my challenge for you today. As a leader, ask yourself, is that a fact or is that an opinion? And how could I prove it? Is it subjective or is it objective? And will it change the way that I operate my business or the attitude that I hold about somebody else? I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.